Okay, so last time I was in here doing a video. This is where I do all my arm wrestling training now, besides practice. But I do train at two gyms. I train at East Coast Iron and I train at Maximum Strength and Performance. One's in Moncton, one's in Shediac. I get in my truck. I don't know which one I'm going to most times. I just wherever my internal navigation system sends me is where I go. But I do like training certain body parts at one gym more than others. But I'm doing all my arm wrestling training here. Now what I've started doing, and on my last video that we shot in here was May 12th, and I tested my containment, my pronation, and my rise off the table. And I wrote those numbers down. I'm not going to test those today, but I'll be testing them soon. Today's June 10th. I'm going to test pronation off the floor, which is what I'm set up for here, and rise off the floor, which is basically the same thing. And I will test my my pronation from the table when I'm done that. So today I've got some numbers in my head that I'm looking for. So let's start with pronation. Now this is 38. This is 58 pounds. So I'm going to do this for a couple warm-ups, and then I'll jump to 78, 98, 118. And I'm going to see if I did 125 in the gym about a week ago. Slightly different setup, but it should be from about the same length, about the same height. Different karate belt, but whatever. So this particular lift, I think over 100 is good. Over 120 is very good. Once you get into the 130s and 140s, it's very elite. You know, Devin Laird, I think, is up to 160. There's a guy named Monster Michael Todd who does like 200 pounds, but it's like saying you have a 500-pound bench press, but you're bringing it down 1 inch. See, this lift to be good means that your arm has to stay at or above parallel, and you just bring it off the floor. That's it. Michael, your elbow can't go on your leg, because as soon as your elbow is on your knee, you gain a huge mechanical advantage. So Michael Todd starts here, he finishes basically here, and then calls it a lift. And although he's a great arm wrestler, and there will never come a day that I can beat Michael Todd in an arm wrestle, if I'm being honest, I don't give a fuck if he says it's 1,000,000 pounds. With proper form, I doubt very much he could do 150. So that being said, and it's not that I hate Michael Todd, but I don't like him very much. So let's go. Let's get warmed up. I don't know if I'm going to try for a number on my left arm. I've got a bit of an injury on my left, so I'll probably cut the left off at about 98. But on the right, if I hit the 118, which I certainly should, I might try 128, which would be a personal best, and I'd be over the moon for that. Alrighty. $58, 68, 78. I don't know what the weather is like wherever you guys are watching this from, but it's been beautiful here today. Unfortunately, it's rained every single weekend. I just heard this on the radio. It's rained every single weekend since March 15th, which is fucking crazy. What?
11 weeks.
Yeah, 11 weeks straight of rain. And they're calling this weekend, there's a chance of rain. So that also means there's a chance that there's not going to be rain. And I just hooked my pool pump up yesterday. So we'll add the chemicals and everything in the next couple days and make sure that it's tested and safe. I'll fire the heater on tomorrow. It's at 68 degrees right now, and we only bring it to, well, my wife likes it at 90, which is basically like a sauna, but or a hot tub. But I like it at about 80, 85. We'll get it to that. If the weather cooperates, we'll be in the pool on the weekend. All right, 78 pounds. I'd say easy, but it's meant to be easy. It's a warm-up. The next set, I'll go to, this will be 98 pounds. This might be where my left arm is plenty strong, and I think that I could do as much on the left as my right, but it's a bigger arm. It measures an inch bigger because of injuries I've had that's atrophied my tricep. But I picked up an injury. I think is neck related from before I had my fusion. There's a nerve that just will not untrap itself in here, and when I'm in a pronated position, it hurts. Like sometimes even opening a doorknob is excruciating. It's quiet around here, having only one dog. You know, we lost 2 dogs. Well, it's been 2 weeks since the second one went. So in 12 days, we lost 2 dogs. They were both old, and it was expected that they weren't going to be around forever, but it came really quick like that. It's a big adjustment. And the little dog they were 2 greyhounds, so they're gone. And the little dog, a little Shih Tzu, who pops into these videos every once in a while, you know, she's been in a pack her whole life, and all of a sudden she's alone. So we've been spoiling her. I don't leave the house without her. So she's just kind of changed. She's gone from the head of one pack to the bottom of another one, I guess. All right, let's see what this feels like. 98 pounds. No pain, so that's a good sign. Comfortable. Bordering on the side of easy. So, should I stop at 108 and then try 118, or should I go right to 118? That's the question. You've been lifting your whole life, Dave. What do you think? Does that look easy enough to go another 20%?
Go for it.
All right. To be honest, it freaks me out sometimes just to adjust it with 2 hands. It's like, fuck, that's heavy. And to think about it lifting it with a thumb. When I first started doing these, when I first started arm wrestling in January of 2022, my first practice was New Year's Day, 2022. So I learned about this exercise probably a couple months later, right before I had my neck fusion. So I started doing it, and I remember 85 or 90 was around where I wouldn't stall, but I wouldn't have gone heavier. So I guess that is stalling. So it's come a long way since then. Now I'd thought, because I had heard, you know, these guys are doing 140 and 150. I thought, well, fuck. I look at that time, not so much now because I've lost a lot of muscle mass. But when I first started watching arm wrestling, when I looked at Devin Laird on TV or on a video, I'd think, fucking hell, I'm stronger than that guy everywhere. I have to be. But I've learned that it's much different than I thought, and there's a lot more to this than, you know, these are all fast twitch muscles, and they need a lot of work, and you know, they can't really be overtrained, and they can continually get stronger. So somebody like Devin Laird, who's been doing these lifts for 30 or 40 years, you know, I guess 30 years, 30 plus, you know, he's just continually built upon these lifts. All right. I may not complete this. If I don't, it might be because of pain. I didn't intend to even try this with the left, but I might as well. Nope, it was hovering, but it hurt. All right, 118, right hand. Good. Okay, so 118 is in the bank. I'm gonna jump a 5. to 123. I'm not going to do it on the left because I've already failed on the left, but I think I should be able to get this on the right with a good 5-minute rest. So 123 pounds. Judging by how 118 felt, I'm not as confident as I would like to be, but we'll see what happens. At least I'll have something on my new board that my cameraman Dave has bullied me into going and buying for $27. I don't know why I'm chalking up. I don't really need chalk, but it's just a ritual. One of the gyms I train at has disallowed chalk recently, and I don't blame him. It's a brand new gym, but there's 150-pound dumbbells in that gym, and I've never in my life seen somebody who can press 150-pound dumbbells who doesn't put chalk in their hands. And chalk is more than just about grip. It's a ritual. You know, it's just a silly thing that between sets is like, you know, some people listen to a certain type of music on their headphones, but most people, chalk is part of that ritual in between. You know, you've got 2 minutes between sets usually, so it's a lot of time for dead time. And us old school guys who don't bring a phone into the gym, you know, you need something to do, and chalking up the hands is something. And it's good to keep your mind in a gray zone too, where you don't want to be nervous and thinking about it. You just, we've done these lifts, you know, whether it's this lift or bench press or squat or deadlift. The people who waste, it's just say on deadlift, and I had a pretty good deadlift in my day. I didn't waste mental energy being nervous. I would joke around. I would, you know, fuck about in between sets because I've done the lift a million times. It's not like I need to worry about technique. The technique is in the muscle memory. So it's just about keeping your mind clear, going up to the bar, grabbing it. In this case, the karate belt, grabbing it and lifting it. 123. Nope, not today. So I got 125 in the gym the other day, but 123 is not budging today. And I was quite confident that it would, but it didn't. So I've got my number for the board, and it's 118.